ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Awkward Question Time. Please welcome your host, Alex Leam.
Hello and welcome to Awkward Question Time with me, Alex Leam, the show where I take a panel of comedians and subject them to an hour's worth of awkward and stupid questions. But not all of them come from me. If you've got an awkward question for the panel, then submit it into the comments bit, please. More cringeworthy the better, and answer along with us as we go along. I'll put the best ones up on screen. The worst ones I'll leave in the comments because some of you, frankly, don't try hard enough. Give us a share, retweet, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And my Facebook page is @AlexLeamStandUp. Follow me on Twitter @AlexLeam and search Alex Leam on YouTube. And while you're at it, give the brand new-ish Awkward Question Time Facebook page a like @Awkward Question Time. If you're not watching live and you're watching the replay, let us know where and at what time you're watching. But do join us live Sunday nights at 8:30. And are you watching us on a proper TV? A lot of people do. And if you're watching us on a proper TV now, send a picture and DM it to me if you are following or friends with me in some way, shape or form. Okay, so if you get your camera ready, I will get a photo opportunity lined up. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, good. Lovely. Send that one. Send that one. Nice. And you've probably just had a nice insight into the absolute state of this back bit here as well. I've not even cleaned that up before the show tonight. I'm getting sloppy. If you want to support the show, please donate via paypal.me/Alex Leam and kofi.com/Alex Leam as well. And scan the QR code to donate a couple of quid. All donations tonight will be split and given out amongst all the panel. Or if you want to kick it old school, send a text to the show's Nokia 3310. Let's have a look. None yet, but here we go. It's on silent because I know a couple of you like to try and interrupt me when I'm doing the introduction. Send a text to that phone and we'll come back to that as we crack on. Quite a fair amount of you watching and commenting already, so we'll get the panel on. So say hello, please, to Rabbit Coon, Sunny Shine, Adi McQueen, and Ian Bowden. Good evening to you all. Hello.
Hello.
Excellent. Rabbi, you're back with us.
Yes.
Yes, you conked out slightly just before the show came on. I wasn't worried, honest. So let's have a look at some of the comments so far. Lord Sparkles, hello in the comments. Be literal, Lord Sparkles. I like that. Zoe Woodhouse, hi. Hello, Zoe. Kitty Messalina, evening. Hello, Kitty. And some questions coming in as well from the audience at large, which is nice. We'll come back to those in a moment. We'll get on to our first proper question. And our first question is about Ian.
Okay.
Yes. So it's about Ian. So as you probably would have seen from the poster that's been doing the rounds for the show, Ian submitted this picture. So Ian, my first question is the M&M's onesie. Why?
It was my midlife crisis as well as my face in Lego that you can see behind me.
Okay, all right. I mean, you've lost a lot of weight since that photo was taken.
Yeah, you can no longer see the camel toe.
Okay. We weren't looking. Trust me.
You will be now.
All right, let's put that to the test. Oh, no, it's covered up by the Y. There's delicious irony for you. So what? I mean, you're on stage when you were doing that. Why have that as your stage outfit?
Well, I basically bought the onesie from the M&M store. And when I got it home, I've never had a onesie before, and it was a bit too cold to actually wear in the evening. So I put on Facebook, if I get 100 likes, I'll wear this to my next gig. Forgetting I'm friends of comedians and that I didn't put it to friends only. So people like Luke Honorati shared it and I got 170 likes. And ended up also, as well as wearing it to the gig, I also wore it into McDonald's on the way home.
Okay. What time in the morning was this?
Well, it was midnight, so I thought, brilliant, hardly anybody there. As I walked in, 3 police officers were walking out and McDonald's itself was rather packed.
Nice. Did you sort? There's only two ways to go with that. Is either feel embarrassed or just carry it off with a load more confidence.
Yes, yeah. I didn't get any comments. I just just ignored it.
Has anyone else regretted having comedians as friends?
Yeah, definitely, because you start comedy and then you just hang around with comedians all the time and you say the most dark shit all the time. And the darker it is, the better. You're just on the stairs before the gig and you're just talking about dehydrated rats, abortions or something. And all the lads are like, this is hilarious. And you're like, I'm one of the guys. You know, that kind of macho boy talk. And then you go and visit your mother-in-law. Same joke doesn't work. In fact, she might have gotten a stroke. We're not sure if it was actually my fault or her age. But yeah, you can lose the line. It's so much further with comedians. And then when you're doing normal bands, like it's you fail. You fail as a person. So you have to be very careful to separate the comedian brain from your like, I'm being job interviewed today brain, you know?
Yes. There's a friend of mine, I won't drop him in it because he's mortified that he did this. He lost a lot of weight himself, Ian, sort of similar amounts to yourself. And he's still got his day job. So it'd been about 5 months between him going to this sandwich shop just around the corner from his office. And it's about 5 stone lighter. He goes into this sandwich shop and the woman behind the counter goes, oh, it's you. I've not seen you. You just look at all that weight you've lost. And unable to turn off the comedian's brain and be in his serious, I'm in my day job brain, he went, yeah, it's terminal. And he hasn't been back since because he left because he made her cry. He's an awful man. Awful. Anyone else regret having comedians friends or have that comedian's brain that's got them into trouble?
I've said something like I've made jokes at like not at a funeral but at the thing after. Like I have made jokes too soon. You know, yeah, like at a wake. And in the US we don't really call it that, but yeah. And I don't remember exactly what I've said. I just remember how I felt when I said it, and it was awful. So I regret having me as being a comedian, you know, basically, and being a friend to someone else sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done what about once. Me and my mates used to do this thing where I would blow a kiss to my friend, and she would blow it back, and then I would blow it, and I would catch the kiss, and I would rub it on my crotch, like, oh yeah. Yeah, see, hilarious. But then I did it to like this like really mild-mannered Irish pop star, like somebody from Boyzone, like not the famous one, but like Mikey Graham. I just saw him. I was like, he was like, oh my god, one person remembers me from the 90s. This is amazing. And he blew it back and I grabbed it and I crotch rubbed it. And he just looked horrified. He just looked like this woman in a walking lawsuit. Oh my god, did she harass me? Did I harass her? What's going on? So yeah, Mikey, if you're listening, sorry about that.
So if Mikey gets cancelled, we'll know what happened.
Yeah. Just trying to live his best Boyzone life, you know?
Lovely. In the comments, Ben Turner, exchanging wedding rings apart, worst time for somebody to pull my finger. Yeah, possibly, Ben. Possibly. Roger Poulter is watching, who says that M&M's onesie is sweet. Oh, Roger.
Rim shot. Denied.
It's almost like he wants that. It's almost like he wants the denied. Back to the comments. John Morris is with us. Hello, everybody. Hello, John. The M&M's onesie has Old J rum branding behind him. Rum, chocolate, and comedy sounds like a great night, to be honest. Yeah.
It really does, yeah.
Ian,
commentary nights. They should have rum, chocolate, and comedy nights. That would be amazing.
That'll be the future come June 21st.
Yeah.
You watch. Alex Maureen Rowley. Sonny, do you know an Alex Maureen Rowley?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Good, because they just commented Sonny with a love hearty face.
Aww.
I get that a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, just in real life as well. Just from Alex, really. He just finds me.
Okay, well, I guess that would be the next question to everybody apart from Sonny would be to gush with emotion about how sweet Sonny is.
he seems awfully sweet. He's like a human M&M. I think he seems like. And I mean, I know he's called Sonny. He's got a lot going for him there. But Alex, Maureen, Marley, is that because it's a couple? Are they like a merged couple? Do they have? Are they kind of like? Are you in a throuple with those people? Is this your polyamorous relationship? I'm really confused.
I will be honest. I've never seen those people before in my life. He's not even in that picture.
Oh, okay.
But I'm willing to triple off because that's what it takes.
Is that? Is that
maybe you found the three?
I think he may be like a twinkle in the eye, quite possibly. The gentleman, or stuck in the womb.
Your fans the people that send you kissy faces are like children. Okay, that's maybe something for another podcast.
Whilst we're on that theme, Callum, Alice Jarvis Jones, notice how Sonny stayed remarkably quiet and all that. Sonny has done some unspeakable things. What are these unspeakable things, Sonny?
In your previous question, I was once a best man. There are so many moments your comedy brain can take over. And the one thing about being a best man is you have to make a best man speech. And I ad-libbed a bit away from the material and it became about me. And have you ever noticed how, like, the hen party don't do shit? Like, the best man has to hold a ring, have to make a speech. They just sit on their asses and get, like, you know, a sort of bachelor party, a hen party thing. And but I killed it still. And then the father of the bride had to go after me, and he was nervous before I did my little bit. And I just sort of saw him out the corner of my eye. And he was just a mess of a human being. And I felt bad, genuinely terrified. He barely made it past the first sentence. I was just like, oh, you're such a horrible human. Nice. So, yeah, that's what people remember from, you know.
I died on my arse on my own wedding speech. So I got nothing. You'd think it's the day when you're getting married and you've paid for everyone's dinner. Easy crowd. No.
Yeah.
Really tough. Really tough. Because I opened with a joke of which was a mistake in hindsight. So I love these family occasions. It reminds me I'm not the only member of my family that's going bald.
Hey, that's good.
See, you don't appreciate it. No one else there did. Complete silence. The whole room turned to the one table of slapheads.
Oh my God.
And it was all glaring at them. So, okay, nice. I've died on Mars in my own wedding speech. Lovely. So, on to our next question, which is Meghan and Harry, how much of a fuck do you give?
Give a little bit of a fuck. I like Meghan because she's the only person who's older than me that managed to become a princess. So it gives me hope. You know, I might actually marry Prince Andrew. I believe he's quite available these days. I know I might be a bit old for him, but, you know, a gig's a gig. Be princess or not, you know, I'm open for it. Harvey Weinstein is actually my manager. A lot of people don't know that. And people are quite shocked by that. But he's reformed and he does a good job. He has one phone call from Malay prison and he has all the same connections. So, yeah, I'm quite excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rabbi, we'll come to you.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard because I didn't grow up over here. So we see the royals in the US kind of, you have a different view of them. So I've always loved Prince Harry. I mean, he's my favorite of the two guys. And I was kind of disappointed in a way that I don't know, to me, I guess I care because I just think they kind of should stop at this point. Like, you already left. You left. You can do so much good if you want, or you can just go hang out with Oprah and keep being kind of I don't know, talking about your family. Like, if you decide to leave your family, I don't care what position you're in, then just leave it. I don't know. So that's kind of my stance. So I care a little bit because I'm kind of, my empathy is run out for them now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It strikes me as a weird way to get anonymity and peace by going into overdrive with the publicity.
Yeah. Because I felt bad I empathize about him losing his mom, and I think it's awful, and I'm sure he has mental health issues and whatever, and I don't find any of that funny, but it's like, dude, stop, and like your wife, stop. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
There's a good there's a good code. If you so what you can tell a lot by somebody with what their favorite royal is. So if your favorite royal is Prince Harry, you're a bit of a tearaway. If your favorite royal is the Queen, you're very stoic. And if your favorite royal is Prince Charles, then you're actually Prince Charles.
Nice, very nice.
Thank you very much.
What is your favourite royal? Burger King.
Well, then you're Sunny.
Yeah, that is sorry. Jordan Stokes, get off the fence. Ian, your thoughts?
I'm not a royalist, but I'm not particularly anti-royalist either. The only thing I want to know is when Meghan's pegging Harry, is she the one that says, "Who's your daddy?"
Okay. Let's take a moment to enjoy that and unpack the many levels in what Ian's just said. I think we're good. Kitty Messalina, I'm just amazed that the one who used to use racial slurs and dress as a Nazi is the one who got woke and married a cute mixed black woman. Turns out we can fix white boys with enough effort. Very nice, Kitty. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, lovely. She's enjoying you, Ian. Megan Peggin. Henceforth is her new nickname. All right. Anyone else like to venture anything on the Meghan Harry before we move on?
I think coming from an Indian family, you know the oldest gets the good shit, and talking shit about your family is your right. That's all I'm saying. You have the right to air it out.
True. Our next question is linked to this, and it is linked to a tweet that I saw before we came on air from Judge Rinder, and is Judge Rinder right? Are gingers well hung? Now, just to give some right, this is the tweet which I'll read out, and he put, "Harry is still hot and ginger, which comes with a huge." Something I said.
You want to go find out? She'll be back.
Probably. Well, I hope so. Unless she's just the ginger think tits are over the line. I said, "Oh, good. You're back. That's really." I thought for a second you rage quit.
Yeah, I was so disgusted because I'm a massive royalist of the Irish, of course. Yeah.
Anyway, the Judge Rinder tweet, he puts, "Harry is still hot and ginger, which comes with a huge advantage in the willy department. After childhoods filled with bullying, red-haired men get this incredible phallic compensation. Greg Rutherford's ginger-stemmed dingle-dongle carried him a fair distance all on its own." So, according to Judge Rinder, ginger men are well hung. Has anyone got any thoughts on this? I'm neither ginger nor seen a ginger man's knob, so I couldn't possibly comment.
I think that this is something I like to sometimes do. I make up positive rumors about people. Like I'm just like, Irish women's pussies are so tight. Well, we're known for it. It's a hybrid trap. And I just mentioned this a few times and just get it into people's subconscious. So he's obviously doing the same thing. I mean, I've been with ginger man after ginger man after ginger man. That's three ginger men. And one of them was a biscuit. And they were normal sized guys. It's something like a mother would tell the son. Like when I was small, I had loads of freckles, and my mother would say, "Don't worry, they'll all join in together and you have a lovely tan." She was lying, but it kept me from committing suicide as a child. And I think it'd be a nice thing for mothers to tell their ginger sons. A bit weird, but very nice.
Okay. We've gotten that Jordan Stokes's fire raging. He's put, "Bear with me while I pop onto Grindr." Callum Ellis Jarvis Jones, "Phallic compensation is one of the odder injury lawyers for you specialists." Very nice, Callum. Very nice. Any more? Let's hear from the blokes on this. Ian and Sonny. Ginger men. Well, do you think it's just a
ginger man, but Ronald McDonald's trousers are quite tight.
He's flame head. He's quite red head, isn't he? Were you staring at that when you were in your M&M's onesie?
Camel toe envy.
We'll take that as a yes. Okay. Though perhaps more for length and girth, so not necessarily as interesting. True. It's what you do with it, really. A viewer question. Jordan Stokes. How do you feel about Nigel Farage quitting politics again? So apparently this week he's quit as leader of his new Reform Party, which used to be the Brexit Party. So he's got form for quitting. So how do you all feel about it? What are you saying?
I think Nigel Farage is...
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm massive jumper inner, so you go first.
I thought he quit after Brexit, or Veritas, or UKIP, or many of the... I can't even remember which one he's in anymore.
All the above. All the above. Brexit Party's rebranded because Brexit's happened, and now he's quit. Again. I don't even know what the Reform Party stands for. Like, I don't know what it was to reform. Was it Brexit? Did they want to reform Brexit? Did it like become a rejoining thing?
They're like an anti-woke party. So they want like low taxes and lots of freedom, but they also want everybody not to have to, that we can still say like half-caste and queer and stuff and not get in trouble for it. That's the kind of thing they want, really. But they can't say that. So they call themselves a Reform Party. But they're really the go back to the past party. And I think Nigel Farage is like a really good showman. He's really good at starting things, but he doesn't finish them. And he's a massive attention seeker. But he's also gone into private equity. He's trying to build up his, because he used to be a stockbroker. And in fairness to Farage, he's one of the few politicians who actually made money of his own accord before entering politics. So he does know something about it. But a friend of mine actually went for lunch with Nigel Farage recently and said the most amazing thing about Nigel Farage is that he eats and eats and eats, and he puts butter on his bread like it's cheese, and he drinks colossal amounts of alcohol, but he remains very slim. And he's obsessed with Nigel Farage's physique. How does he stay so slim? What's he doing? What lizards is he licking? He must be in the Illuminati. So I think Nigel Farage will reinvent himself as a kind of diet guru.
I'd buy that. I'd buy that book. It'd be better than it sounds better than intermittent fasting. I'd go for that. Butter and wine.
You just hate you hate for breakfast, you hate for lunch, then you go out for a boozy dinner, and then you hate in the evening. And hate burns up a lot of calories.
That's a point. Yeah, because you don't see many overweight edgelords.
No.
Do you?
Have you heard of Illustrations of the Devil? Very slim, very thin legs.
That's true. That's true. And the lineup of GB News, all slender.
Yeah.
I mean, any more thoughts on Farage before we move on?
I'm with Kitty, really. I mean, I don't think he ever was really in politics. I mean, I mean, he's never been voted into Parliament or anything like that. I mean, I feel guilty calling myself a comedian sometimes. But Nigel Farage, I mean, he's just got a voice, but he can't do anything with it.
Jordan pointing out on a theme, Lawrence Fox is standing for Mayor of London.
Oh, yeah, a mate of mine, definitely not me, matched with him on Tinder. Apparently,
no.
He's getting votes one pussy at a time, Tinder, and doing loads of cocaine. But again,
that's the Irish pussy because it's super tight, apparently.
Yeah, he hates in his heart. It's just burning the calories away. He's very thin. So, actually they're both too thin, Farage and Fox. They're like too thin, full of hate.
That's good. I mean, that's a novel approach going on Tinder to get votes. That does make a nice change in trying to steer people to your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's a grafter, if he can get 3 votes a night for the rest of the year, he still won't even beat Sean Bailey. So whatever, good luck, Lawrence Fox. But
he must have Tinder Plus.
Money. He's got a
He must. Hate burns calories. That's why fat people are jolly.
Exactly. I'm not lying. I'm going to do a video about it soon. It's going to be the new intermittent fasting. Like you said, I'm going to be huge on YouTube.
I don't know. But myself and Ian have both shed quite a fair bit of timber, and we're not rage filled. Maybe just sad. It's still negative emotions. We're kind of depressed. So
when you can't eat what you want, that will happen.
That's true. That's true. John Morris, we've stoked the fire in John. We've got onto politics, and he's now put 7,000 comments. To be fair, Farage was a member of the European Parliament till he campaigned himself out of the job. Maybe Farage will start using Cameo. Pay him 45 quid for a personalised hate message. That's a thought.
A good idea. Yeah, I'm giving my sister a message from Mr. Motivator for her birthday. I'm so excited. It's only like 25 quid.
That's art. I sort of predicted like the 9th level of hell with this pandemic because they started wheeling out old breakfast TV fitness gurus sort of like last March. And I said, don't panic. The time to panic is when Mr. Motivator appears, and he was on the one show that night.
Oh my god, I loved him so much.
I think he doesn't look any different from when he looked in 1994.
No, he really doesn't. God bless him. I mean, he's got a tiny bit of grey hair, and it's like he's wearing the same leotard, the same do-rag on his head, totally unnecessary, and he's got all the enthusiasm. But he was like, he was everywhere. What was wrong with him? Why did we have to replace him with Joe Wicks? I mean, what was wrong with him?
I know. At least his voice wasn't annoying.
No, and in fairness, he didn't have a first. He was very formal. Like we called him Mr. Motivator. So who knows what his first name was? We respected him, you know.
Mr. Wicks sounds like the new villain on EastEnders.
Yeah.
Kitty Messalina. Nah, John, I'm fat and I hate everything. So we've shot that theory to hell, unfortunately. So I'll look for another viewer question. There's quite a few that's coming through, so let's have a shifty and pick one. There we go. Kitty, a question from earlier. What's the worst comment / review you've ever had on your comedy? So have we been subject to reviews? Has everyone had a review?
Not formal reviews. I mean, people have commented, I suppose.
What comments have you had, Rabia?
Well, it was more not a comment on my comedy, but just about one comic when I was in San Diego hosting open mics said he was going on a tirade, and he said that he said, "Oh, all the women went before me. Well, except Rabia, she would have to dress more like one for me to call her one."
Whoa!
Fucking hell!
So I was like, okay, let me push all my body image issues and general issues aside about my appearance that kept me from the stage for however long, and go after him when I went back on stage, which was really bad as a host. So like it taught me the lesson of just like ignore these guys. But yeah, so that was the worst. Like it wasn't really my comedy. I think if I was not funny, he probably wouldn't have said that because he would have just bagged on my comedy, but he couldn't. So
yeah, when banter goes wrong, he probably thought like, oh, I can say this to her because she's really funny and she's cool and she'll take it. And you're like,
he made constant jokes about women and women who are overweight. So it was just always like a thing. Like, and I was like, yeah, and you know, you're not attractive, so I don't know.
It was really angry. Was he thin by any chance?
No, he was like fit. He wasn't thin, but he was just like definitely compensating for probably not being a ginger, I imagine.
Very good.
Nice. John Morris, men are the worst.
Oh, tell me about it, John. Sing it, sister.
Yeah. Yeah, John. Got all our sisters with me. Yeah. How about anybody else? What's the worst either passing comment or review that you've endured?
Well, let me see. I think I did before when I was very early on. I got really dressed up. I thought that you had to get really dressed up for gigs, and I had like a really tight dress on. My hair was up to here. It would take up a ceiling fan, and like there was more material stuffed into my bra than there was in my jokes. Like, you know, and I was teetering on stage, little high heels, like. And there was like I was doing like, you know, I got like a few laughs. It was like my third gig, and this guy turns to his mate and goes, "She's not funny, but I'd still give her one." And I was like, oh, "Thank you so much." So that was pretty charming. But then, yeah, there's still a bit of a compliment in it. Then you know, people come up to you and say you're very brave. I wouldn't have the confidence to do that. You're so brave, and I'm like, no, not brave. I'm naturally funny, unlike you. I've researched these jokes. I've practiced this. I love comedy. Everybody in my life has been telling me I'm funny all my life. So no, I'm not brave. I'm just well prepared and talented, and you couldn't do it because you're a boring bitch. Ooh. Quite specific. But yeah, I mean, you know, the very brave one is a real backhanded compliment. Thanks, you haven't had in a while. Or you're good for a woman. Have you had that, Rabia?
Yeah, or yeah, and well, I was talking with someone on my podcast, Vix Layton, just about too, like how they'll compare you to other women who they think you're like, but your style's nothing to do with them. It's just you look like them.
Yeah. You're so like Joan Rivers. I'm like, no, not. You know?
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm 80 and like had my face done.
Yeah.
Like 5 times. No.
Yeah, it's true. They just compare you to any other woman that they've ever heard of. Like it was like a really odd thing to be a female comedian. That's true.
Yeah.
I have a funny feeling that us three at the top have had it really easy. Call me crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I think no one said anything to you guys. Like,
I've had.
Go on, Sonny. That I had was I got stupid and did a gong show, and 300 people booed. And there was a lot of your shit get off stage, and I didn't have any sexual advances, so I was quite disappointed. And then shutdown happened a week later or 2 weeks later, and that was my last gig before shutdown. That's sort of the worst that's happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't because I'm male or brown. It was just because it was a bad night.
Yeah, I've been lucky where I haven't been heckled or I don't do a lot online, so I haven't had a lot of like bad YouTube comments or anything like that. I think probably my worst experience was not being allowed into a gig I was performing at because it was 1 in, 1 out at the pub.
Oh no!
I had to knock on the window to get the compare's attention so you could tell the bouncers to let me in.
No way.
That does great for your ego.
Yeah.
Your ego, doesn't it? No, it can't come in. I'm on there.
You probably look different from the poster. They were like, "Who is this slim Cornish man trying to slip through the door? This is not the Eminem rounded man poster." You know, they were doing their job basically. My partner is a comedian as well, and he has kids, and he brought them to an Edinburgh show, and it was one of those terrible Edinburgh shows where there's hardly anyone in, and he had to do the whole show, and like nobody was laughing, and then afterwards his 4-year-old just went, "Daddy, you failed."
That's like twist that knife. Nice. Just go back to the comments. John, enjoy your 30-day Facebook jail for that comment. I've been ID'd for venues I was on the poster for.
Yeah.
That's a backhanded compliment. I'd take that. I've never been ID'd ever since I was underage. I've just always looked mid-30s and knackered. So it's just been my natural. I once had somebody give me some advice because clearly I needed it because I was new, and I sat there and took the advice even though I'd been going for 5 years at the time.
Oh. That's rough.
That's a say. I've been reviewed by anyone professional, but that did the worst audience comment was midway through. I had a scouser saying, "Mate, sing Rick Astley."
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, just go. Anyone have it? He just want me to stop what I was saying and start singing Rick Astley a cappella. And it was going nowhere, and I did. So that's how I closed the last 3 minutes. You're not a Peter Fox review. I said professional, John. It's all right. He won't be watching this. He'll be busy looking in the mirror. On to our next question. Going back to the gingers, not on a theme of male hair colour. Why aren't brown-haired men called brunettes?
They'd be like Brunos, maybe.
Oh, I like that. I'm technically a Bruno.
The et bit at the end is the feminine, isn't it, in French? Like, I can't think of any examples now, but Claude and Claudette, or Brune and Brunette. But it would be. Yeah, why should they be called brunettes in these woke times? I think we should call brown-haired men brunettes. But but I think it's a grammar thing. It's not a sexist thing.
I didn't realize it was French, to be honest.
No, I didn't. That's news to me.
Yeah.
So cultured, guys, you just don't even know. But you see, you're American, so it's very difficult for you. But I'm European and small.
It is.
Yeah, like so amazing. Yeah, this is me trying to do a California accent, and everyone thinks in Ireland, everyone thinks I'm really good, but I think when I'm listening to you, I realize I'm a bit shit, and I can just do that anorexic California girl accent where they have very low blood sugar, so they don't really speak properly. You know,
it's not bad because you're more like those, like, "Hi, I'd like a vodka tonic," like that.
Yeah, that's I missed that. It's that question mark for everything. Like, I'd like a vodka. Well, yes, you would like it. Why don't you just say it? Why are you asking me if you'd like it? Yeah. Very good. Is that why you had to leave California, because you didn't speak with that inflection? You were like, Santa, she's too normal.
John Morris apparently has got an official warning from Facebook for slagging men off. So, Kitty was right. That men comment gave me a warning.
Dude, I got in Facebook jail last year.
No way.
Yeah, and it was rough because you just I wanted to post about my podcast. I wanted to post about comedy. And I tried to make my friend an admin of my pages so he could maybe do it, but it wouldn't even let me do that. So I thought I could game the system different ways.
Yeah.
It was kind of a pain. I mean,
what did you do? Can we ask?
Because I'm a liberal, and I'm not ashamed of that, of course, but basically this dude was posting stuff about Joe Biden being a pedophile, which he's not, and it's just annoying to me. And so I called him. I said, "Oh, it's sad that you think molesting children is funny, but that sounds about right for an incel living in his mom's basement." And then I got in trouble.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fair.
And then I went through his profile and reported almost all his posts, and so did my friends. I recruited people to
That's so good. That's just so unfair. Surely they would have been looked at the history and then been whoosh, she just came in with a killer line at the end.
That was my second. That was after I had done something similar before, but I just think whatever. I mean, it's such a waste of my time.
It was worth it. Good story.
Thanks.
A friend of mine keeps taking her top off and showing her nipples because she's into free the nipple.
Oh yeah.
Important cause ever, but anyway, it's feminism, and she's thrown into jail. But they have software now that is able to distinguish male from female nipples. It used to be in Facebook, they'd have a room of people just looking at nipples all day, and you'd be like, man's, woman's, man's. What a great job. That's just a hobby, isn't it? Software that's taken over from that.
Would you be honest about that on your CV? Or would you say, no, I was a fact checker?
Yeah, QA.
Yeah. You were a human anatomical verifier. I'm sure they have some bullshit title for it on Facebook.
I like that. Kitty is not only talking about the bots flagging you up, but she's also gone full on with the language lesson. They're called brunettes without the TE on the end.
Of course, yes.
And then goes on to give the correct spelling of blonde men.
Oh, okay.
Really? That makes sense. Yeah.
So there we are. So men can be brunettes, but just spelled differently.
Oh.
But spelled in a way that makes it look like a form of rifle with a knife on it.
Yeah.
Nice. Stuart Dunlop is watching. He's going to adopt brunette for himself. Kitty going on with the language lesson with fiance. Is the French word to denote the gendered endings with the extra E for feminine. Kitty, one day you're going to be on your own.
Rob all of this. This is great, and pretend it's my own. The fiance and fiance are spelled different. You are brunette to man. Yeah. So good.
I hope you're all taking notes. This will be on the test at the end.
Yeah.
It's turned into a Duolingo, basically.
So on to our next question. There's been a lot of negative stuff about restrictions over this last year. But what about the COVID era are you going to miss when all restrictions end? Because I've seen a lot of people who basically hate people have been enjoying this last year. Mm-hmm. So specifically, Ian, we'll come to you first. What about What about the COVID era? Will you miss?
Well, actually, this is Leicester Comedy Festival. I think I'm going to miss just flicking between tabs rather than rushing from one venue to another.
That's true, because you religiously do the whole thing, if not performing, then going to see shows.
Yeah,
because it is cheaper than Edinburgh. So just tabs instead of shows. But isn't that sort of part of the fun? Just dashing between venues, seeing it live.
Yeah, and I am a bit fitter now, so
that's true. You'd be there in a quarter of the time. Quarter of the time.
I like the way you're bullying your old self, Ian. That's hilarious. Who's my biggest bully? Me for the future.
He's got his old self in a headlock.
Yeah.
Sonny, what about you?
Controversial. I'm going to miss the furlough life. It's like bug life, but with less activity.
That's true. It doesn't want.
That's why I miss the COVID era.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Also, clapping for nurses. There was something in it. It was nice. I know they want money more, but they're clapping like once a week, just to be like, you're worth more than the people, like bankers and stuff. You know, never clapped for a banker.
I love clapping for the nurses, but I don't like clapping from the bitchy receptionist in my GP's office, Brenda. She's horrible. And I'm just like, not clapping for Brenda. And everyone in the reception has a Brenda. Come on. She just goes, fill in the fucking form. She doesn't say fucking, but her eyes say fucking. And like, this is specifically not for you, Brenda. I hope you can see it. She lives across the road from me. So, you know, she just gives me that dirty look again.
You just shout, not for receptionists, only for nurses whilst you're doing it.
Yeah. I give a good for her.
I think we could have a minute's tutting for Brenda.
But all fill in the wrong form.
Yeah,
that's true. Or use red ink. Oh, she'd hate that.
She hates that. Only black ink. Oh. She's got a hair blowing thing going on. I'm going to miss wearing a mask because. Oh, you are a cunning linguist, Kitty. I'm going to wear this because I didn't realize this, but I get so much more attention with the mask. I have a bad jaw, and I didn't know this until everybody looks at me like I'm like a sexy, Sahari, like mysterious woman, and then I'm getting loads of attention, and I'm going to have to sacrifice that now that I can't wear a mask. I'll be back to being a normal woman.
I've gotten into the habit when you're wearing a mask in a supermarket, you're sort of a bit less inhibited because people can't see your face. I've got into the habit of miming along to whatever song's playing.
Yeah, nobody knows. Yeah, I do that.
By June 21st, I'm still going to do that, but with no mask on. So I'll be walking around Tesco going.
Yeah. I don't mind though. I sing at full blast, and then people turn around and they don't know it's you. It's great. You do a little gig in the co-op.
Stuart Dunlop says he's going to miss streaming shows. It's much easier to ignore a crap heckle when it's a Facebook comment. Very, very true, Stuart. Although this will carry on, if nothing else, through the lack of work I was getting before restrictions. So I know this will crack on anyway. So, Rabbit, what about yourself?
Honestly, just kind of saving money because I'll just be out every night, probably at a pub, paying. 2 or 3 more pounds for a beer than I am at home. So yeah, probably that. I like doing the online gigs, but I do miss the in-person ones too. So yeah.
I think that's it, isn't it? We've covered everything on that. On to our next question. So this was pre-submitted last week, but we didn't have time for it. It's from Susie Frost. It says, type the letter P into your web browser on your phone, or if you've got somewhere that's pretty close, and show us your first result. So if you're doing this on your phone and you can't type in, no problem. So P. Do I have to answer? I do, don't I? I think Susie Frost knew what she was doing. Yeah.
That's what Incognito 4 is to Alex.
You are?
That's what Incognito made is for.
Well, you live and learn, but yeah, the first thing that came up was Pornhub. So who's next?
Was it?
Mine actually was Pinterest. So there. And also, definition of P. The P is a letter in the English Wikipedia page for P. It has a Wikipedia page. 16th letter of the modern English alphabet. Like, who was writing this shit? Who was like, I need to talk about P? You know? Like, I thought it was fairly self-explanatory.
Nice. John and Kitty, both of their first things is texting to PayPal, probably because they both run an online gig and had to divvy up the money from PayPal recently. Any advance on Pornhub, Pinterest, and PayPal?
I've got pickmypostcode.com.
What's that?
It's a free site where basically it's the postcode lottery, but it's basically free.
Ah, okay. Well, if it's free, clearly they can't afford adverts because that's the first time I've heard of them.
Well, I mean, that's how they get all their funding is from advertisers on the site. There's no spam emails or anything. Even Martin Lewis recommends it.
This has been a very educational show tonight. We've figured out French inflections. There is a male brunette and a free postcode lottery. That's cool. George Coppin, mine was please. Go figure.
Positive person. You.
Yeah. I like going back to the previous question. I've just noticed this. I like the excuse of not going to the gym, watching Netflix, and staying home makes me a hero doing my civic duty rather than the lazy ass.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I've missed being on a level pegging gig wise with everyone else.
Yeah,
no one's working at the moment. So yeah, sorry, Rabbit. What were we saying?
Oh no, I mean mine was actually Prince Harry. It's so stupid. It is. It's like
it's listening to you.
So, and then there's like some, yeah. So that's great. I care more than I admitted earlier. Probably.
Cool. So they've. Oh, there we go. We've got some comments. Adam Money, polyalphabetic substitution cipher. It's been a long week. Adam, I've got many questions. Like, firstly, what? In fact, all of them are what? What the hell is a polyalphabetic substitution cipher? Let me know.
Is that that riddle you were sent?
Is that what?
Is that that riddle you were sent? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's possibly. That's because one of the. Oh my God! Thanks for the reminder. I forgot to check the phone. 4 messages received.
Ooh.
4 messages received. Let's
still have one of those. Like 5 years ago, I was teaching in a school, and we did history Granny Day, right? So grandparents had to bring in stuff, and the kids had to bring in stuff for their grandparents. And like it was like a really urban school, and there was like so a lot of the grandparents were really, really young, and one of them brought in a Nokia 3310 and an ABBA CD, and she was like, "These are the artifacts from my childhood." I'm like, "What?"
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. This was me being drunk and nostalgic on eBay.
Okay.
So my real one went ages ago. So the text messages that I've got from George Coppin has sent me a text as well, who apparently he entered P and his was Pokemon Go.
Oh, he's adorable and lying. Oh.
There's your quote for your solo show poster, George. I don't know about gingers, but dwarves are well hung. This is from George, who is a dwarf. Basically, he's just sent me a text to say that he's got a big knob.
Yeah.
So, thanks for that.
I mean, so yeah, that's what guys do on Tinder too. So it's fine.
Yeah. They sent you a dick pic, but it was one of those like pics just with no numbers to draw the penis on the Nokia 3310.
You'd be amazed. You would be amazed how many people remember that and how many times I've been sent this.
Really?
Loads of times.
Why aren't you laughing? And you're like, "This is old joke for me, 18s. Relax." I thought I was going up new ground.
To be a child when the 3310 was released, there'd be a maximum of 38 years old. I'm going to stop flagging Kitty's comments up now. Okay, we've had some questions as well, including, will you marry me?
Yes.
Oh, Sunny says yes, whoever you are, who didn't include your name in the text. Oh, see, as if by magic. There we go.
Can't read that.
That is a 2002 dick pic.
Oh.
So see, balls at the, and the B is the end bit. So thank you, whoever just sent that. Oh, great. That's 2 of them. So obviously someone else has just sent another one. There we go. Thank you very much. Very, very varied. See my question above. That doesn't give me anything to go on. I don't know who you are. You just put see my question above. And finally, that was very quick. Whoever sent this, I think you're now married to Sunny, Alex.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's my divorce is finalised. I'm a free agent now. We did have an actual question. Oh God, whose dick pic was bigger? I'm not telling you.
The second one.
Whoever sent that in, I mean, just like quick thumbs, but you just got to think, was it worth it? Did have a legit question. You have control of the dictionary. Pick a word to ban forever.
Ooh, that is a good question. I used to hate the word awesome because I thought Americans used it too much, and I applied for a job teaching in America. I was going out as an American guy, and the application was looking for an awesome teacher. I'm like, nobody wants an awesome teacher that's so inspiring that they're going to just explode. But then my boyfriend said to me, well, actually, when you use the word brilliant, that sounds really weird to American people and really over the top. So then I calmed down about it, and I understood that there's different cultures. So not that funny, but just a little anecdote there.
I'd probably permanently ban the word anti-disestablishmentarianism because it's only used by people who want to impress someone else who look at me with this big word that I know.
Scrabble users.
I was kind of impressed, so I was like, what's that?
Okay, I changed my mind. I'll keep it that in. That's the first time I've impressed someone with words, which is handy for a comedian. Sonny and Ian.
Liberal, the word liberal, because it annoys people who want to paint liberals. They'd be like, those people who are, but they couldn't sort of take it down to one word.
I think I'd permanently delete woke because that's a derogatory term for progress.
Yeah. You could just say nice instead of woke, and it would be the same. But yeah, it's a really good way of making people who are sound and nice feel like they're somehow bad. Yeah.
Engaged to Sunny, surely you're both now fiancés, not fiancées. Nice, very nice. Very, very nice.
I think Kitty should just be on the show, just kind of like commenting and like typing and just keeping everyone in check. She's brilliant.
Kitty has been on a few times, and if you think she's forceful in the comments, you should. Yeah, first time I've impressed someone with words, says the man who professionally writes material and talks for a living. Yes, it's been hit and miss. So Kitty in Dictionary Corner.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. Yeah, she can fact check all our stuff.
That's true. That's true. So time for one more viewer question. If you wanted to get one in quickly before time is up. So just have a shufty down here. If you found £100 in the street, would you keep it or hand it in to the police? So this probably has a lot of caveats with this. I did return dropped money because I saw the person who dropped it. He was right in front of me. He's like 2 or 3 paces down. I thought, well, that's my good karma done. So money dropped, would you keep it or would you hand it in?
I mean, if it was that situation where I knew who dropped it, otherwise I'd just probably keep it. I mean, I live in Camden. People pee on the wall out of my flat and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just a cleaning fee at that point.
Yeah.
but that's right. I mean, that part of London, though, you would think that sort of like the average dropped money would be higher than other places in the UK. Because I used to live in Bournemouth, which was like massive amount of English language schools, which had students from sons, of rich oil barons coming from the UAE who'd think nothing about dropping $2,000 in the street.
Oh wow!
No way.
This happened a few times apparently. Yeah. So nice. Callan Ellis Jarvis Jones talking about Kitty in Dictionary Corner. Kitchenary Corner. Nice. That got a nice ripple of applause, so it does deserve. But that one at least. So the drop money. Any more thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. If it's not traceable, I'd keep it. If it is in a wallet, then I might try and find out who the wallet belonged to. But if it was just loose cash, then wasn't dropped from somebody's pocket that I'd seen, then yeah, I mean, if you hand it into the police, they're not going to give it to the person it came from.
No, that's true. So if you found John Morris saying if you find £100 randomly in Camden, it's probably a drug drop point. That could be true of most places in London and also Nottingham. Callum,
the question I have for everybody is: if you yourselves dropped £100 in Camden, would you go to the police? Oh, I've dropped £100 with no wallet at all. I must go to the police. They'll definitely get it. Like, I don't think I would go to the police. I'd be just like, shit, I dropped £100. That's it. The police would look at you like you were mental.
Yeah, and then and I was going to buy drugs, and so can you help me out?
Yeah. Actually, there's a quick exchange we have. We have the seized drugs here, and we give them to people who dropped the money on the way to buying drugs. So we've sorted you out. And yeah, I think I probably would, if it was in a wallet, I'd hand it in. But if it was on its own, I think I'd keep it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitty, as far as I'm concerned, I'm on this show every Sunday, whether I'm on camera or not. I'm the Susie Dent you ordered on Wish. If that, you must now have that as your Twitter bio, Kitty. Kitchenary Corner sounds like Kitchenary Corner. Do I get food too? We can hammer out the details as time goes on. Any more on the drop cash?
What denominations are they in? Is it like euro? Pesos? What are we talking? Like, I don't know what they use in the UAE. I definitely take it with UAE money. But is it Scottish pounds? Because then, that's a whole different sort of issue you've got. John
Morris, Susie, slightly dented. I like that. I like that. That was good. It was UK notes. They would regularly get apparently like $10,000 a week pocket money from home. So
Why Bournemouth if you got that pocket money every week? I mean, Bournemouth is nice, but you could literally save up and become the mayor. It's amazing.
I was so inspired by hearing about all this. I once, and this was a very sad life I used to lead. I'm now bullying my former self as well. I once stayed in on a Saturday night, but went out to walk around town at 5 o'clock on Sunday morning just to look for the dropped cash in case there was any more.
I lived with a Spanish girl and her parents came over. They were like middle-aged Spanish couple, and the first night they were on the streets, they were like, Irish people are so crazy, they're just drunk all the time dropping money, and they found a good bit of money. So every night for their holiday, the highlight of the holiday was they would go out to pubs, not buy anything, and just look at the floor, and they made a few pounds every night, a few euros.
Amazing.
They have a metal detector.
Fantastic. I think. Oh, Kitty's back again. Boozy Dent. There we go. It carries on. It carries on. So with that, we've come to the end of the hour already. Wow. That has just zipped past. So we'll before we wrap up, we'll go around each of you, just say if you've got anything that you'd like to plug, even if it is just your socials. Then now is the time to plug it. So we'll start at the top. Sonny.
The only thing I'd like to plug is the Feet and Ball show, which I'm on the Alternative Cobra Quiz, and they're really, really good. So get involved, give them a watch. They're awesome. And that's it.
Cool. Excellent. Ian.
No, I'm just at Twitter, I be laughing, which is just the occasional pun and comments on wrestling.
Well, that's neat and to the point. Rabia.
Sure. Yeah, so I have a gig coming up, my first Leicester comedy one, Tickled Pink Comedy Night next week, and you can follow me. Yeah, I'm excited. I've never done that. And then I have a podcast called More Than Work. It's not comedy, but I hope it's inspirational, so I'd love people to check that out too.
Excellent. And Aideen?
You can follow me at Aideen McQueen on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And I've got a gig tomorrow for International Women's Day, but actually it's in Irish language, so this might be the target market. And but yeah, follow me on the social medias, and I put up videos as well on YouTube.
Excellent. If you've enjoyed tonight, then contribute to the show. If everyone can point at the QR code, if you get the right way. But yeah, there we go. Point at the QR code.
I'm pointing at it with the Nokia 3310. Does that count? Yes, it does.
It's hard but not impossible. So thanks everybody for watching. Can we address the way she just pronounced Leicester? No.
Oh, did I?
I thought that was a nice pronunciation. So yeah. Susie Dent at it again with the words. So thanks to everybody for watching tonight, and thank you to everyone on my panel. Until next Sunday night, stay awkward. Goodbye.